What is up, guys? I do hope you're well, and welcome back to another episode of Entitled Parents. If you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe button, and maybe even the notification bell. Now at the end of the video, I've just got a few things to say. I'd like to just talk about our community and the way I'm so happy with it right now. So if you do have a moment, it'd be great if you could hang on. Now let's get started. Entitled Mum Mad About My Hearing Aids. Alright, this is a bit of a short one, but I thought I'd share. Now I've seen my fair few of entitled parents. I used to work as a camp counsellor, and you get a lot of them. But this particular story happened last week on my way home from a job fair. Now I have the kind of hearing aids that have Bluetooth so I can connect them to my phone. They're pretty sweet. So I was sitting on a train coming back from a job fair and was listening to some music through my hearing aids. I had lifted up my phone to change a song when this sweet little boy sitting across from me spoke up. "Are those AirPods?" "No, these are my hearing aids. They help me hear better." "How?" "Do you know about Bucky in the Captain America movies?" The boy nodded. "Well, it's like his arm. He has a robot arm because his normal arm didn't work anymore. I have robot ears because my ears don't work the same anymore." The boy just nodded and smiled. Kids understand loads of things when you explain to them in ways they can understand. But unfortunately, this is when his mum started paying attention to the conversation. You shouldn't be showing off a disability that young, lady. Children shouldn't be exposed to that kind of stuff. I just frowned. First of all, I'm not a lady. I'm a dude who just happens to be small and curvy with a bit of a higher pitched voice. Second of all, I can't help that my hearing aids are visible. That's not my fault. "Mum, I can't help that I need hearing aids. That shouldn't stop me from going out. Children are going to see all kinds of people growing up. You can't help that." "I don't need you disabled people scaring my son. You need to leave." "Mum, this is a public train. I can be here, and I'm not scaring your son. He had a question and I answered it. Nothing wrong with that." After that, she just scoffed at me, called me a cripple as she got up to move. I heard her kid ask what a cripple was, but I didn't hear her answer. I hate how some people feel the need to pick on people with disabilities. Oh, here we go. So, an entitled dog turd that decides to speak up when a kid was asking perfectly innocent questions and the person was replying and being nice about it. I mean, the conversation was between those two and it was perfectly fine until that gobshite had to put her nose in. I mean, come on, people. False rape accusations? Justice served, bitch. Okay, backstory. At the time I was dating a girl, now wife. Let's call her Jo. Now this guy, Jonathan, had his eyes out for her and he really liked her. I dated her sister at one point, and when I broke up with her, she was clingy. He started to despise and bully me. Okay, no big deal. Anyway, on to the entitled parents / kids story. ED entitled dad, EM entitled mum, Eva, Miss Beluga Whale, Jonathan, Mr. Jealous Muck Jealous, me, Chica Chica Tiny Croder. What is that? I don't know. Now a week after I started dating, arsehole Jonathan started to get violent and said if I stopped dating Jo, he would make sure I do. I rolled my eyes and I thought, fuck him, and carried on with the day. Oh boy was I wrong. The next day I go into school with my girlfriend and this fucking notices it and says that was it and I'm not getting another chance. I asked that he just leave it, and if he wanted it so bad, he should have asked. Next day I walk into school and 2 police officers look at me, point and suicide bomb straight at me. I, at this point, am terrified and let them take me. They escort me to the principal's office with EM, ED, John, Eva and some random chick, RC, and sit me down. Principal, P from now on, says that I did something and started to explain. Eva here says that you, forcefully had sex with her. Eva breaks down, fake crying, while RC sits there taking what I presumed were notes. Now in my state, innocent till guilty is enforced to the brim. If accused, you will not have to register as a sex offender or will have others alerted until court sentencing. I look at Eva and ask a simple question. "When did I do this, Eva?" "On Friday, April 5th. In between sobs. I break out with the biggest laugh, even though I'm on the brink of crying. "Look at this monster laughing at a violated girl. No remorse." "What is so funny about this?" the principal asked. "First, the fact the 5th is a Thursday. Second, I was out of state for a funeral, idiots. Well, present this evidence of yours." "Look at the calendar for April 2007, and it's there." The principal looks at the calendar. Well, well, well. Eva goes pale and breaks down even more. John's eyes go wide as the moon. ED and EM look defeated. RC, disappointed look on her face. Turns out she was their lawyer. "Okay, you may leave." After that, I never came back to that place. A week later I learned that Eva and John were both arrested for false accusation, 3 months probation and 72 hours community service and 3 weeks of suspension, and the mother and father were fined $523 for wasting police resources. In the end, I was told I could go home and play Perfect Dark, and ordered a pizza. When my mum got home, she was glad I didn't go to court, and when she heard about the accusation, she broke down as she knew it wasn't true. It was fine in the end, and I'm married for 4 years to Joe. This was Tiny Croder, signing off. Can someone tell me who that is without me having to Google it, please? Edit, I forgot to mention why I asked when. I asked because I wanted to lure into a trap of lies. I guess it didn't take long. Now, I'm not sure what it's like in the US, but if you'd done that in the UK, like you was accused of raping someone, you'll be immediately taken to the police station. That's why I'm sort of is this a that's happened one, because they took him to the principal's office and the principal interviewed him like a police person. Does that not seem a bit strange to you guys? But if this was true, I'm glad they got fined that $523 and the 72 hours community service, although they should get a lot more for false rape accusations, because that's if you got found guilty for that, that's life changing. Blind guy roasts EM. This happened yesterday, and damn. Me and my friend are in Metro, and we saw EM harassing this blind guy who was sitting in the disabled seat. She wanted the seat for her kid. At the end, this happened. Get up and move. Your legs work, so you don't need a seat. Disabled people shouldn't even be in public. They're just a nuisance to everyone else. Agreed. Then you probably should have remained at home because your brain is clearly disabled. She didn't have a comeback for that roast, so she just left them alone after that. She was clearly embarrassed. And so she should be. I mean, going up to someone knowing that they were disabled, knowing they were blind, and saying that sort of stuff like, disabled people shouldn't be in public. Oh man, it makes you worry for this world when there's people like that out there that will just go up to disabled people and target them and say this sort of stuff. We are doomed. We are doomed. EM tries to stop me from redressing my wound. This isn't exactly the most extravagant of stories, but it happened, so I'll get it down while it's still fresh in my mind. I have a healing wound on my arm, about 3 inches long, after an incident with a nail. It's mostly healed, but it's weeping and scabbing. Although it definitely looked a lot worse. I'd stop in a well-known Royal Burger joint for some lunch before my upcoming doctor's appointment to get it looked at again. The dressing that I had on had started to come loose, as is expected for wearing it over 5 hours. Knowing that a fairly busy restaurant was not the best place to start showing off the mess that is my arm. I finished my meal and then went to the toilets to adjust it. This particular toilet had one cubicle, sink and mirror. So I moved to one side to allow other people to use the facilities. Only 2 people came in, entitled mother and a very young, couldn't be older than 4, child. For starters, her child did not seem fazed by my arm. He was too busy needing the toilet. EM, however, absolutely horrified. Can you do that somewhere else? Not really, this is the only space that people aren't eating, but I'll be done in a second. Well, my son shouldn't have to see your disgusting cut. I'm sorry, but there's really no other place to do it. You should be in a cubicle, and then go to the doctor, you stupid mare. I'm on my way to the doctor now. I just didn't want to start flashing it around in front of people eating, and if I was using the cubicle, no one else would be able to go to the toilet. At this point, her son was jumping up and down, so she took him into the cubicle and I left. The doctor said my arm is healing well, and gave me some extra dressing. Some people is right. I mean, you had the courtesy to go to the toilet and not use the cubicle so other people could use it, and this person still has a problem with it. I would have went out there, sat in front of her and her kid while they were eating, and then start changing your dressing. And maybe just squeeze the weeping out of it. Juicy. Entitled mother threatens to ruin own daughter's wedding. My wife and I have a great relationship with her family now, but it wasn't always this way. Especially my wife's relationship with her mum and sister was especially strained while we were dating and engaged. EM, my wife's formerly entitled mum. ES, my wife's formerly entitled younger sister. My then girlfriend slash fiance, currently my wife. The younger sister was a decade younger than my girlfriend, and she acted out all the time. Younger sister enjoyed hitting, yelling, scratching, and body slamming girlfriend. Younger sister was incredibly abusive. Unfortunately, girlfriend was unable to put a stop to the abuse. Entitled mum often told girlfriend to get over herself, act like an adult, and never fight back. It was ridiculous. and I heard many stories about the pain the girlfriend was in as a result of the constant assaults. She has back pain to this day as a result of the body slamming. The time came when I proposed to girlfriend and we announced our engagement. Girlfriend's dad was very excited. Entitled mother was not exactly thrilled. But she didn't try to put a stop to it either. Entitled mother didn't like me much. Girlfriend and I planned the wedding together. We were on a budget, and I knew we wouldn't get much help paying for anything. Oddly enough, Entitled mother thought that she had the right to judge some of our more budget-friendly choices, when she hadn't offered to contribute anything. It was going to be a small wedding, but we were okay with that. I had 4 friends in mind for groomsmen, and girlfriend had 4 friends in mind for bridesmaids. All 8 friends agreed, and things were coming along nicely. Then Entitled mother realised we hadn't asked Entitled sister to be bridesmaid, and that was unacceptable. Entitled mother insisted that Entitled sister be a bridesmaid. We tried to make excuses like, we want the same number of groomsmen and bridesmaids. Entitled mother told us to simply uninvite one of the other bridesmaids. Finally, we had to be honest. We didn't trust Entitled sister not to ruin the wedding with her screeching. We thought she might try and start beating on girlfriend in the middle of the wedding, and we didn't want her in the wedding party because she didn't deserve to be in there. She might have been family, but she wasn't someone girlfriend wanted on stage with us. Entitled mother lost her mind over this. She threatened not to come to the wedding if Entitled sister couldn't be bridesmaid. This hurt girlfriend deeply. For years, Entitled mother had sided against girlfriend whenever Entitled sister was abusive. And now Entitled mother was going to skip girlfriend's wedding because Entitled sister was more important than her. We argued with Entitled mother over this for weeks, but Entitled mother would not be moved. One day, Entitled mother decided to try and manipulate me over to her side. Quick side note, my sister had died years ago as a little kid, and Entitled mother knew this. Entitled mother looked at me and said that if my sister were alive, I would want girlfriend to put her in as a bridesmaid. This was it for me. I've been trying to keep the peace this whole time. I knew girlfriend would regret not having her mum at her wedding, and I've been trying to ensure that there were no regrets for anyone here. But using my dead sister as a tool to make me side with Entitled mother was going too far. How dare you! I would never have asked girlfriend to put my sister in the wedding if my sister was an abusive, reckless, loud monster of a child. My sister was well behaved. You raised a freak who doesn't have any business being in the wedding party. Entitled mother stormed out the room, yelling that she would never go to the wedding if this is how I treat the family. Girlfriend and I spoke to girlfriend's dad. He was aware that Entitled mother was acting out, and he promised that he would make sure that Entitled mother came to the wedding one way or another. His promise fell through, as Entitled mother refused to listen to anyone. Entitled mother even doubled down and convinced girlfriend's grandmother not to go to the wedding because girlfriend was throwing her family away. Thankfully, girlfriend's grandfather saw through the BS and took the grandmother anyway. To ensure that Entitled mother came to the wedding, girlfriend and I conceded. We put the Entitled sister in as a bridesmaid, and Entitled sister made stupid faces the whole wedding. I made the decision to put Entitled sister on the far end of the wedding party. This allowed me to just crop her out of all the pictures in which she was making stupid faces. Thankfully, there was no screeching or assaulting. Holy shit. What a fucking train wreck. Oh, and I just wanted to mention the comment after. There was one comment that I noticed in particular on this one. It got 170 points, and he just put, "I hope you guys have a wonderful life together." Which I thought was beautiful. Until I saw his name. I mean... Is it genuine? Is it? I can't tell whether this guy's being genuine anymore. I'm sort of curious to know how old this sister is, because she was body slamming her other sister. That's some sort of wrestler shit, you know? Just running up to her and picking her up and going BAM on the floor. But in the end, it's the entitled mother that is the whole cause of all of this. I mean, she raised the little sister to be a little piece of shit by the sounds of it. Although the guy is saying formerly entitled. I don't know. I don't think you lose your entitlement that quickly. But I did enjoy the fact that even though he had to concede in the end to get the mother to go, which is just freaking really annoying anyway, it's just that he put her on the end of the wedding party so he can just crop her out the photos. I mean, it's extra work for him, but it's got to be like every time he crops her out, it's got to be like really satisfying. Anyway, guys, as I said at the start of the video, I asked you to hang around just because I want to address a couple of things. Basically, it's just more of a massive thank you, because no matter what days I take off or anything like that, I always see the same faces in the comments that keep coming back and commenting and leaving real valuable and nice feedback for me. And I sort of feel like I'm not comparing like to other Reddit readers and stuff like that, but we got a real nice community vibe going on. And in Discord, there's some really genuinely nice people in there that show support and love to everyone in there, so it's really amazing. And I just want to say thank you so much for that, because you don't see that everywhere. And when I created a YouTube channel, I mean, I've had YouTube channels before, like based around gaming and gaming reviews and stuff like that. They never saw any traction, and although they did get subscribers and people coming back and commenting, but I've never seen a community quite like this one, where, as I said before, people keep coming back, commenting every day, and they just leave such positivity. And with everything that's been going on in my life over the past year, it's just so nice to see, and I'm so thankful for that. So once again, I will leave some personal feedback to each of you at the moment when I get some more time. I've got a funeral to go to tomorrow, so I'm having trouble getting like my recordings at the moment, so please forgive me. But I'd like to maybe if we do get to 30,000, I think we will, but if we do, maybe I should do something like then. And if yes, before I forget as well, some people have been asking me like about fan art and stuff like that, and I never expect that kind of thing, because I feel like a right twat for even mentioning it, because oh yeah, just do some fan art about me, guys. Serenade me. But if you would like to do that sort of stuff, what I will do is you can either drop it in Discord, because I would love to see that, and I will do like a 30,000 thank you video or something, and then I will add the fan art into that, if there is any. So once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Sorry for ranting like complete rubbish at the end. Love you as always. Take care now. Goodbye.